Grandmama used to pray, oh Lord, please save them from the evil snares and all the dangers that entangle. Yea, though they walking through the valley of the shadows, just prepare and make them fit for every battle, because I know they bound to come, and I know they bound to fall, but in your bounty, Lord, preserve their beautiful. Right, we still surviving off of grandma's prayers, surrounded by the jungle and the lion's den. Tread light, cause these traps is inconspicuous. They hide right in plain sight, thinking we don't see them when they linger. Look right beneath the surface, then leave a trail of corpses. Crisis, prices, your life a disposable commodity. Like living in a fantasy, conditioned to believe that the system even cares. Whether selling CDs or walking or driving or reading, look, they don't even need a reason. It's just you breathing and being black. When it's such a pretty fall, it don't seem like we falling at all, at all. It's just a GMO dream, where things are never really what they seem. Please cue the violins, tell them just to play me something pretty, cause this gritty city got me screaming bloody murder. City got me screaming. This gritty city got me on some. Look, get your hand up on my pocket. Distraction, so lazy they use the same tactics. Like condom with some trinkets, just don't let them get to thinking. That light bulb gets a blinking. You know niggas and ideas. Oh dear, my dear, you may not know me, but I know you very well. Foresight, they say hindsight is 2020. Well, tell me something, we gotta see that history is on repeat. And maybe it takes a beat and a melody to speak a little louder than the message in the clouds or the essence in the air. I swear, my God is just so clear that a system driven by fear can never give us nothing but more of the same things. Oh, when it's such a pretty fall, it don't seem like we falling at all. It's just a GMO dream, where things are never really what they seem. Please cue the violins, tell them just to play me something pretty, cause this gritty city got me screaming. It's murder. Got me screaming, got me. This gritty city got me on song.
Batten down the hatches, you know what it is. Kalonji Changa alongside the infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia, how you feeling today? Got that joint on mute.
Oh, my bad. I did not know I was muted.
Okay. You look like you woke this week, infamous Sylvia.
I'm woke.
No doubt. Good to have you on again. Salute to all the good people out there checking us out. This is RSTV on Black Power Media Reloaded. And we're here to talk about some things. What we talking about today, infamous Sylvia?
Oh, YSL stuff, of course.
YSL stuff. YSL. For folks who've been hiding under a rock or might have been in the rock, you know what I'm saying? What is YSL? Because some folks, you know, the media tells us one thing, but you said it's something else. We want to believe you because you are a sister. So, you know what I mean? What's YSL?
I haven't gotten it right yet, because I still have the mind of what the prosecution says, young slime life or something like that, or it's something called young successful life or young success. I don't know what it is. Somebody please tell me in the chat. Please tell me, what does it stand for?
No doubt. The chat is live. Shout out to the chat over there. They be screaming your name. You know what I'm saying? The infamous squad. They like the beehive.
Not the beehive.
Like the beehive. They like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want no problems from y'all. It says Melanie's Way said it's young, successful life, and it's a record label.
Okay, young, successful life. Okay, Melanie, thank you.
We appreciate that clarity, Melanie. Melanie's got it her way. So you know, getting right to it, you know, for folks who are unfamiliar, again, we know Young Thug has been around as an artist for quite some time. We have a mixed audience, you know, so some of our audiences, you know, they right in touch and in tune with everything that's going on. And some of our other audiences like, what the hell is Kalonji doing right now? Who the hell is a Young Thug? And why would he have a Young Thug on his joint? You who is Young Thug? What give us a little bit of backstory of how he became Young Thug and how he ended up, in Cobb County right now.
From my understanding, he has had that the artistry of rap from the time he was gay, little Todd, I guess.
Okay.
And he was his idol was Lil Wayne, so he wanted to be a little bit like Lil Wayne. He emulated a lot of his style of rap. And so he worked his craft and became extremely successful. So how he got to Rice Street is because he was living in a neighborhood called Cleveland Avenue. And Cleveland Avenue has some has been known for some gangs. They start out with ROC, which was raised on Cleveland.
Okay.
That was the original, I guess, gang, and it's stemmed from the Bloods or something like that. I really don't know the real backstory, but I'm just going by what I heard in the court system and what was being said.
Okay.
But according to them, the rock group used to do like smash and grab with the ATM machines, and they were doing a lot of different crimes, as well as selling drugs and things like that. So, and they basically saying that the ROC moved out of that way and they became YSL. And it's being said that Jeffrey was part of YSL when it was a gang, but he started it as a record label. And so that's where we're at right now.
Okay. And for folks who are checking out, because we have viewers all over the globe right now, and they probably like, where's Cleveland at? Cleveland is in Atlanta, Georgia, here in the U.S. It's a hood, a little area just like anywhere USA or anywhere around the globe. And when you talk about, and of course, indeed, Brandy, we saying allegedly because we don't work for the state. We ain't taking a narrative. You know what I mean? So folks that's in the chat, please be advised that this is a quote unquote safe space, meaning that you can we can talk. We ain't gotta, we ain't on the get indicted hotline, so you ain't gotta get into no particulars or specifics or whatever the case is. Just trying to get some clarity because we know that the state is the state no matter where they are. And speaking of that, before we go any further, we want to say rise in power to Marcellus Khalifa Williams, who was executed, murdered by the state of Missouri last night. Some of you may have heard of it. 55, yes, 55-year-old brother. Just like many others, trumped up charges, no DNA tampered with, the knife that the young lady was stabbed with didn't have his fingerprints on it. Bloody footprint wasn't his footprint. Two people, were incentivized, paid $10,000 a piece to say that he did it, and
they were paid $10,000.
They were offered $10,000. I don't know if they actually got it because the state is so ruthless. They'll offer you anything, but that don't mean you'll get it. But it was found out that these folks were liars. One of them was a former cellmate, who said that my man confessed, and then another one was a sister he allegedly dated or whatever, or, a former girlfriend or whatever the case is. So in the mortal words of Nas, you got to watch them be next to you. So we say rise in power. There was all kinds of evidence that pretty much proved his innocence, but the state don't care about guilt or innocence. They're more concerned about, which nigga they gonna put on a chopping block. And that's what happened. So here we are today talking about YSL, and for the listeners and viewers as well. Again, I don't know those brothers and sisters, whatever, who may be on trial or whatever, and we're not here trying to cop a plea as to whether they was angels or, whether they, skip school or any of that type of stuff. That's not our business. But we're saying, how does this criminal justice system, this quote unquote criminal injustice system that railroads and moves black folks around like it's a meat market, and put their heads on a chopping block at any time, any place. We're pointing out those contradictions. So Sylvia, for again, it's been a long trial. I think we're at like 19 months right now.
Yep, 19 months into the trial.
19 months into the trial, and we are here to talk about some of the. We want to speed viewers up because we know a lot of the folks that check you out already. They already know what time it is because I know that they're looking at it like it's Atlanta Housewives or like a soap.
Yeah.
So they're clear about it. But what are some of the highlights from this particular case? Because we know that it's been, we're going to definitely talk about the ruthless nature of the state, the police themselves. But what has been some of the highlights and whatnot that kind of like blew your wig off and made you want to whip your hair back and forth like you was Will Smith's daughter?
Well, one of the things that really kind of got me from last week, they had one individual who they wanted so bad to testify that they picked him up when he was leaving, being discharged from the hospital. This young man has sickle cell anemia, and he had just walked out the hospital. They snatched him up, took him straight to Rice Street, put a warrant out on him, got a warrant from the judge, put a warrant out, and they snatched him up as soon as he walked out the hospital. He went into the hospital, went to Rice Street, got extremely sick. He ended up with pneumonia, couldn't come in for a couple of days, and then when they finally got in, they had him on house arrest. They put a monitor on him where he couldn't go out, and he even mentioned how his family was basically held hostage as well because they couldn't do things because he was on there.
So now this is, I think you mentioned this young man last week about him having pneumonia, and they had him under. The police were pretty much monitoring to see if he said anything to the doctors, so on and so forth. Is that right? Is that the same young man? Okay, so, and he was a witness for the state. What was his position?
He was the one. Back in 2015, he came up, with the story, trying to give information to the police, and I guess they called it back on them. Hey, what is it that you told us before? Didn't you say this? Didn't you say that? And now he's saying that he lied. He was lying back in 2015.
Okay, and that's not a odd thing with this case because we know there's been a couple different people. Can you talk about that? Because it seems like, I don't know, from what I've seen, the state hasn't. I mean, their witnesses and evidence is kind of weird, kind of shaky. Can you talk about some of that? Because this ain't, for folks that's just checking this out, this ain't a one-off.
No, it's not. Most of their witnesses, other than the police officers, investigators, or custodian of reports and things like that, every single one of the witnesses that has been laid individuals have inconsistencies in their testimonies and on a witness stand. Even the ones who were eyewitness says different stories, and it's not matching with the other eyewitness. So, and they have impeached majority of their lay witnesses, the individuals that they gave plea deals with, those that had immunity. Their stories are not lining up to what they were supposedly originally said in the past. So they're having a real hard time proving without a shadow of a doubt what the case is all about. So they're saying it's a RICO, but they can't even find RICO. RICO somewhere hiding.
That's crazy. So for folks who are unfamiliar, RICO is Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, and that's basically something that they use with against the mob initially. They use it against the Black Panther Party and a number of other different folks. It's a organized crime charge, basically saying that if they have reason to believe that someone or anyone or group of individuals who are affiliates or associates or whatever the case is, if they have committed any type of so-called crime or whatever in their eyes, then they can be charged under the RICO Act. So this particular case, because we're kind of hitting it loose, we're just kind of, doing a quick rewind. So we know that on May 9th, 2022, Thug was arrested in his home in Buckhead, right? And he was charged alongside 27 others in a 56 count indictment. So we know there was other players. We know, for one of the big things that was on the news was the rapper Gunna. He had took a plea deal.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know that, again, you've been in the courtroom every day, and the news itself, they report what they want to report. And I think that's why we're here today, to kind of add some clarity to it. What was his relationship to this case? And, did he, I know he took an Alfred plea, or what was the deal with that?
Gunna only had one charge, and that charge was the RICO, that the conspiring with the others to commit organized crime. But he only had one charge, which is the one count that everybody has. From my understanding, when I spoke, because I have spoken to him back in January 2023, and in my conversation with him, it was said to them like they put compound question in that plea deal. He was answering one part, but then the other part was added on to it, which he wasn't really saying yes to the other part. He was saying yes to one part, but because they did it as a compound, he felt that they tricked him in the plea deal, what they were, originally supposed to be what he was agreeing to. So, and I think that's what they did with a lot of them. They rushed to do these plea deals. They did some of them within overnight, and they had their lawyers supposedly go over the plea deal, and half of them did not understand it, but they wanted to get out. They wanted to get out of jail, so they signed it and say, okay. They agree what was on the paper. But now, when some of them are coming back, like with Tick, you saw him asking, "Hey, what did this mean?" And his attorney was just sign it. I'll explain to you later on. And then with Mungtung, he said that there was an item on line 8 that he did not agree with, but they said they were going to change it, and they never changed it. It's all this type of inconsistency that was going on in the actual document. Even the document itself had the amount of years not added up correctly. They put 15 and 15 as 35 instead of a 30-year sentence.
Wow.
It was just so many crazy stuff like that. And as I was saying with Gunna explained to me that is not exactly what it seemed like. But because the news media want to give them a bad look, they started focusing on putting it out that he basically snitched, and he was snitching. He didn't even say anything.
Right. So what do you think the reason behind this is? Was it like a divide and conquer type tactic to try to you think it was like, okay, well, he snitched on you, so now you need to tell on him and that type thing? Or do you think it was like, because we don't put past the state that in many cities, Chicago, New York, Boston, Philly, LA, Atlanta, oftentimes the police have more to do with crime than the quote unquote criminals. You know what I'm saying? We know that in many cases, bodies have been found. We know that there's been police gangs, so on and so forth. There's been exposés on it in LA and in different places and whatnot. So do you feel that this is some type of retaliation, or do you think it's some type of a setup and get rid of these niggas by any means type situation, or what?
Like I was telling you last week, I feel it's more vendetta. Someone has a vendetta against Jeffrey, and they want him by all means necessary. He's what you call the fat cow, whatever the what's that terminology? Is it the fat cow?
Yeah, the cash cow,
Cash cow. He's the cash
cash cow,
cow.
fat cow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the one that's famous, and he says if I was reading somebody say Gunna was the only footage that was leaked. It wasn't leaked, Chris. I was there. What happened was, I'm sorry, I shouldn't even be reading it.
That's all good. I mean, we can open up to the chat too, because we definitely want the chat to get involved. We want them to, because I think that the thing is, part of this as well is this ain't just entertainment, because I think that that's one of the ways that they're keeping these brothers hemmed up, because they're trying to tie in the whole music and everything else, tie it in with quote unquote crimes, etc., to make it look like it's just like, you know, a bunch of crazy entertainers or whatever, or rappers or gangs that pose as rappers or whatever the case is. So we got to look at it from a political standpoint.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer Chris's question. He was saying that the footage was leaked out when Gunna with the plea agreement. What happened is WSB TV had put in a Rule 22, and the Rule 22 was not received by the judge at the time. So the news guy came in and he was like, "Well, I put in a Rule 22 and I didn't get an answer." So the judge went and found that the guy did a Rule 22. And so he didn't have the camera with him because he wasn't prepared. So he asked the judge, "Well, can I use my phone to record this? Because since you have my Rule 22. He says, yes. So the guy took his phone and recorded it and sent it back to the station. That is how it happened. It wasn't a leak. It was actually approved by the judge to do the Rule 22 for them to show the plea deal. So, and he was the first one to do the plea deal. It's just that the news guys didn't have an actual camera. He used his phone.
So it looked like it was leaked.
I was there.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
and the Rule 22 for folks who are not familiar is what?
Rule 22 is what allows anyone to be able to use electronic device to record the proceedings at the court. It's the only time you can do that, because you're not supposed to have a phone, use a phone or cameras or any kind of video, audio recording. Rule 22 gives you that authority to be able to do that. And each proceeding, you're supposed to have a Rule 22 to be able to do any recording, right, even live streaming.
Okay. So definitely appreciate that clarity. And hopefully Chris got that message.
Because the people saying, "Oh, it was leaked." It was never leaked. It's because the guy from WSB TV did not have his Rule 22 signed in the beginning. The judge at the last minute signed it.
Right on. Cool. I want to talk about some of the officers in this case, detectives, etc., because we talked a little bit off screen. We've seen a little bit that's been going on. A lot of it looks like, it looks like something straight off a TV screen. You know what I mean? Like you're watching some bad cop TV show or something. You know what I mean? But these are police officers and detectives who currently operate some former, most are still on the clock right now inside of city Atlanta, and they're pretty much quote unquote serving and protecting around here. I want to ask you in particular about Gaither. Is that Detective Gaither?
Yeah, investigative detective. I don't even know her title. She's not even one anyway. She works for Hawk Security. Atlanta Hawks Security.
So she got demoted or what? She just
she quit. She quit after 19 years on the force. She quit because she knew something was going to come down. So she quit. She didn't even get her pension.
Wow. So she knew it was getting ugly. So let's talk about her. Why is she important to this case?
Well, she is the investigator that started investigating this case from the beginning. But here's the thing. Chris is about to look. Hit Chris's comment. Chris, Chris is already in here. He's already in there. He says Gaither was dating Little D's aunt and tricked them into a RICO.
Uh-oh. I think Chris getting a check tonight, huh? What so Gaither, explain who Gaither and Lil D is, because you said it's Lil D aunt.
Okay, there's two Little D's. There's Lil
Okay.
D from Cleveland, which is the one that was just on the witness stand, and then there's Lil D from Mechanicsville. Lil D from Mechanicsville is the Lil D whose aunt was actually supposedly married or dating Gaither. And so during Pillow Talk, Gaither was getting some information. And so
Wait. Rewind that, because you just slid it past. Like, okay, so Gaither
allegedly.
and for the record, Gaither is a woman, correct?
Yes, Gaither is a woman,
Okay.
yes.
And she's dating the aunt of Little D.
Yeah. Supposedly Lil D says, the Lil D, the one from Cleveland, says that they were married. The dad said they were married. It was Lil D's dad mentioned about the marriage.
Okay, so
Allegedly.
Okay, so Gaither and Lil D's aunt was allegedly married, but either way, it was some pillow talk, whether they was married or whatever the case is, right? So she was getting information from the aunt, and that's how the case spun around, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and then the other thing too, the aunt knew a lot of stuff that was happening. Like, for example, when Woody supposedly had a gun at the recreation park, she's the one who they didn't arrest Woody at the beginning. Then they turned around and arrested him afterwards. They had just let him go home originally. But she was doing a lot of shady stuff. I'm talking about Detective Gaither, allegedly, was doing a lot of shady things. And I guess because she had insider's information, and she was hearing stuff from the nephew.
Wow. So he was just, the nephew was snitching to the aunt.
I don't know how it went, but I know the aunt had insider's information some kind of way. And according to Woody, and according to the other Lil D, the one that was just on the stand, it was made up stuff that they made up to try to finesse these detectives.
So they knew that it was all going down. So it wasn't a surprise.
Well, Chris just said, I think Lil D and Gaither set Woody up at the gym, because who would have knew Woody had a gun in a bag? Because that bag, it was an H&M bag, and you couldn't tell. Because even in the picture, you couldn't tell there was a gun in that bag.
Oh wow. We got another who's this Green Eggs No Ham, said that Gaither was mad Paul Howard didn't want to bring the RICO and she quit, allegedly. Paul Howard was the DA here in Fulton County, for folks who are not familiar with Paul Howard. Okay, so I really feel like I'm on like
soap opera, right?
Yeah, I do, man. I'm trying to figure out, like, because it's absolutely political, and it's critical because this type of shit happens every day, and these cases go on and it's swept under the rug, and you don't get to see, the ins and outs of it. So Gaither quit, and that's not allegedly. Gaither's gone right now.
Yeah, Gaither's in Hawk, over there at State Farm Arena.
Okay, so Gaither works at the arena now, so you can go see Gaither and get information from Gaither, I guess, if the pillow talk is right. So so how many? I mean, the state has, like, I know that you mentioned last week that the defense hasn't produced any witnesses just yet.
No.
So they're still dealing with the state's witnesses. Like, how much time would you estimate that would be, or how many witnesses do they have left? Do you know?
Well, it was supposed to be 90 something, but it seemed like it went back up to 100 and something. But they knocked a couple of them down, so I would say about 110 now. Because even today, they gave a subpoena to Lil D's girlfriend last night. She showed up today. They didn't call her as a witness yet, but she showed up today. She was human. She was pissed. And the day before, they gave the week before, last Friday, they gave a subpoena to Jeffrey's stepdad. So at the last minute, the day before, they've been given subpoenas the day before to these people.
Mm. So it's not even. So this is just so crazy. So there's no date because it's like they're still subpoenaing folks.
Come on, just keep going and going and going and going. They're just trying to find anything that could stick.
So, your best friend Fonnie Willis.
My best friend. How she become my best friend?
Well, I'm sorry, I got the wrong notes.
Okay, you got the wrong notes, sir. She probably coming after me next. Okay, so.
Oh man. So now I got you on the show. They're gonna be subpoenaing me, huh?
Yeah, you gonna be part of the RICO too.
They don't want me.
Me either.
I get my notes from Woody. So as far as like where we are today, with Fonnie, she's just pressing ahead. I mean, I know there was a number of things going on. We mentioned that this is like what, the third judge right now?
Oh, total judge?
Yeah.
Because it's more than 3. Because you gotta count the ones that didn't want anything to do with it.
Right. Wow.
So it's about 5 altogether. Because it was 2 that just like let it pass them.
Okay. So what?
But it's the third one that's on record as having it, because you had one that did the recusal, and then the one that got on, and then the one that got recused.
That's bananas.
But then there was 2 that decide, hey, get my name off of it. I don't want it. Let's give it to somebody else.
Now we've been hearing about one of the colorful guys, the guy that's next to me on my right on the screen.
Woody.
Yeah, he's been a colorful guy. I understand he has some type of immunity. What's going on with that? Because I know
he had what you call a use immunity. Well, he had no choice. They gave it to him. They gave it, even if he didn't want it, they gave it to him because he was a material witness and his testimony was extremely important. That's what they said.
Now, how many material witnesses do they have? Because I know that
there was 2.
Okay.
Him and Lil D. Oh, no, 3. I forgot Bennett. Bennett was one as well. Because they arrested her as well.
Wow. So we're seeing no end to this conundrum. We're gonna have, as we move on in the next couple of weeks, we'll have different guests to come on and weigh in as to what's going on with this particular trial. Of course, we're calling it the State versus Young Thug, a hip hop RICO trial. This is part 2. If you missed last week's, you can jump on in and see what the infamous Sylvia had to say. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do an infamous Sylvia tell-all book.
Not tell-all book.
We're gonna have it. We're gonna have to get you bodyguards and whatnot, because it's looking kind of crazy from the state. So what do you see this case going right now? I mean, because you've been pretty much you damn near got perfect attendance with this case.
I even came late today and still showed up for class.
See, look at that. You was tardy and still on time. Still made it here.
Yeah, it still made it in. Yeah,
no doubt. And you woke this week, because last time, like I said, last week Sylvia's on here nodding on the cut, but she good this week. So we
I've been falling asleep on my people every night.
Okay. So where do we see this thing going, in your opinion?
A long, teeterous. Can't even say the word.
Tedious.
Tedious.
It's all good. That's how we know you're tired. You playing it off good though. But go ahead.
No, a long journey, because you don't even have the defense side coming up, and you got 6 different defendants. Who's going to bring up their own witnesses? and they're going to be talking about exactly what they feel. I mean, bring up witnesses to combat half of the stuff that the state put out. I believe that they're going to prolong it as long as possible, drag it till they wear everybody out, and hopefully, well, prayerfully, the right decision will be made by the jury of a not guilty. But you never know with the way they're going. I don't trust it.
They'll create a witness that that don't even know nobody on there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I know you. One of the things you mentioned was made me think about just record deals themselves. You talked about some of the paperwork that folks was given, the what do you call it? The
subpoenas?
Yeah, the plea agreements.
Okay.
How you saying that many of the folks, didn't even know what they was reading. It reminded me of contracts with the record industry, and the lawyer's saying, nah, just go ahead and sign it and I'll tell you what time it is later. And next thing you know, they're on YouTube talking about they snitched and all this other type stuff, and they didn't even know what was going on. And it seems to be a lot of that. What has been the most, if you've been doing this for, I think you said about 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay. What would be if you had like 3 of the most shocking moments that really just threw you for a loop that you didn't see coming? What would they be?
Shocking moment is how you bring an individual. Like, look, the first shock I got was when I started asking questions to family members who was on the case, and half of them didn't even know who Jeffrey Williams was. They didn't even know, but they're on a case with him. That's just like Trump with that guy, the black guy. Black guy never met Trump in his life, but he's on a case with him as a part of the RICO. So it's like, how can you have somebody conspiring with somebody they don't even know? How's that gonna happen?
So they were actually being charged, and he's saying, I don't even know who this person is. We never met before. Never
met.
But they're on the same.
Then that little guy, Lil Rod is like, he's 20 now, and Jeffrey's what, 33? They're not even in the same neighboring
same
friends,
community, whatever. Right.
They don't even know each other like that. But he's on the case with him, right? That was the biggest shocker that I had. The other shocker thing was I'm seeing real corruption in real life. I'm seeing real corruption. Like the story that the dad told me, how the DA was going to the jail to tell Little Rod, hey, if you say this, we'll let you out. Wow. That's real corruption in real life. You only see this on television. You don't see it in movies. Because half of the stuff, when I started hearing this, I was like, okay. When I first started this, I thought it was like a slam dunk RICO child, because she did all that announcement saying, don't come to this town and we're gonna get you, blah 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 blah. You're not above the law and all that. Remember she did that spill?
Right.
And then when she came in, I thought, oh man, this is gonna be a case. These rappers are doing this and then da. And then when I'm sitting in the courtroom and I'm listening to this, I'm like, how is this? No, it's not that. But they build it up so big that everybody was like, oh my God, they're doing this, they're terrorizing the neighborhood and all. And I'm not saying that the crimes were not done. I'm not saying that at all. But the way they painted that picture was just like this horrible, scary stuff. And when we were in the courtroom, they had big guns. They were all over the place. They had sniffing dogs, and you couldn't go out this way. They had tons of machinery, and they made it so big. Now all of a sudden they have 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 5 guards at the door. It's not that 30, 40, 50 cars and they're lined up. Each defendant was on their own car and they would come out. Woo! They don't do that anymore.
Right.
It was really scary.
Wow. So the thing is, you came in, you didn't come in like, like, hey, I'm coming to prove that Young Thug and YSL, like they're legitimate. You came in just as an observer, and listening to what Fonnie Willis would say, you thought that perhaps
I thought she had a case. I
Okay.
did. I mean, because I'm not the one that said, okay, it was I never listened to the music. I did not, because I'm not a rap person at all. And I
Right.
came there to cover a story. I came there to bring the information to the people. But then I started hearing, I started seeing, and I'm like, we got to tell the people the truth of what's happening here. It's not what they're seeing. Because even there was a point when they were calling us, telling us stuff was about to happen before it happened. Just like that little drug takeoff, like pass off.
Right.
We were called and saying there's something about to happen.
You were called by
I'm not lying. I'm not lying at all.
This is by the police or by the state?
No, they contact the news people. Hey, y'all better get down here because something's about to happen today.
Wow.
I didn't know what it was because I come down there and I'm like, and then the camera guy, there's a person that's doing a documentary on Fonnie Willis, and he's in the room with us in the media room. This is stuff people don't know about. He's in the media room, get ready to do like the footage of what's about to happen. I'm like, huh?
So it's like it's scripted.
Yes. And then I was like, what in the world is this?
Wow.
And I'm telling you, it's like the strangest thing. And people thinking I'm crazy. I'm lying. I'm not lying. The guy was dead. He even told me that he went to school with Fonnie. He went to school because he's like a producer. He does documentaries and stuff, and they're doing a story on her because she went to school with him and he was gonna do. And I'm like, she's giving him a whole story. So
she basically, she had this thing allegedly, or it seems like she had this was like a straight political move, and it had nothing to do with her trying to be tough on crime. It's like, let me save the day. Fonnie Willis comes through with the cape. Is that what you're saying, or she just had good intent?
I just saw the craziness. And the thing is, they try to keep me out because I had the Rule 22 from the beginning. And I mean, when I tell you they was treating me like a step kid, a redhead child, they would treat me like that. And I kept fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. And then finally I was able to get inside the courtroom. But I was one of the people from the outside who was going to give the facts of what was happening in the courtroom. But the national news, to me, it's like how somebody line their pockets. I'm not saying anybody's giving money or anything, but they give the story that they want the people to know. Do you understand what I'm saying by that?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's not objective. It's not an objective news story. It's like, this is the script.
Yeah.
Print this. This is the script. Talk about this.
Yeah.
Where
it was. And then now they've seen, first of all, they kept asking me, who are you? Why are you here? Are you with this company? I said, no, I'm independent. And they felt like, okay, we can't keep her. Why is she, who is she? And they kept doing that to me. They kept doing it constantly. And I fought my way through because I was like the ever ready bunny. Kept going. And I was showing up every day. To their point, they was like, she's the only one here.
Right.
Who is this woman?
So they decided to deal with you. Victoria Williams in the chat said that the police have been following these kids around since they were 8 to 10 years old. The police have been bothering these boys for a very long time. Did you hear anything about that as you was investigating the situation?
Yeah, I heard about it. I heard that even they were even, you know how, remember in New York they had those crooked police officers that they arrested, the 24 of them that
Right.
Was doing the drug, taking the drugs from the drug dealer and then still having them on the street type of thing. They were doing those kind of stuff. That's
Police
what
business. Yeah.
it seemed like they were doing that because they were getting money from the kids and stuff. So I'm not saying that they were putting the kids out on the street to do that, but they knew who was doing what and whether or not they were going to pull them in. So they were watching them and just picking on them.
So this is going back to they would be, as far as young as 8 years old. Wow. And this is documented.
I don't know if it's documented. I guess it would be, because if they have arrest record and they were like juvenile, they had juvenile records. Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's a lot going on. We're looking forward to digging deeper. And this is why, we say it's political, because of the fact that when you're talking about how they target youth at a young age, and
okay, his dad is here. The dad is here. Lil D dad is here. Drop the link, they said.
Okay. You're checking out RSTV, Black Power Media. We're gonna bring in Lil D's dad. We're gonna take a
Big A.
Say it again.
Big A. That's what he calls himself. Big
Okay.
A.
Okay. You have a email or something for him, or
I have his daughter's
okay. Tell him we'll send it, because we don't want to just drop it to everybody in the chat. Then everybody start jumping over. But yeah, you can send that to me. Give us a second. We're gonna pause for the calls real quick. We're gonna be right back. This is Black Power Media, RSTV. We're gonna get Lil D's dad on board. We're gonna take a quick little spin off. We'll be back. Don't go nowhere. Share the link. Let folks know that we're here live and direct with Infamous Sylvia. Make sure y'all put something in Infamous Sylvia's coffers. Her channel is demonetized over there. Her Cash App is scrolling across the bottom. Make sure you support this independent work that she's been doing, going to the courthouse every day. This is RSTV, Black Power Media. We'll be right back with you.
May appear a confusing blur of activity, each ant doing its own thing, but it can't be. Somehow the ants coordinate their actions so that large insects are overwhelmed, killed and carried back to the base.
Peers is dying and my people are suffering. The money's still low, you should see how they budgeting.
Watch what comes out your mouth.
People are suffering.
It's elementary, they want us all gone eventually.
Peers is dying, people are suffering. The money's still low, you should see how they budgeting. Peers is dying and my people are suffering, cause the money's still low.
They want us all gone eventually.
I swear to God, living in this economy's like a robbery. The government taxing me when they owe me for my property. You niggas act like you happy to live in poverty. When I feel like a king, they gotta make these fools acknowledge me. I'm royalty and loyal to the feeling of it. The contrast make it look thuggish. We talk, walk, and look rugged naturally. Nothing sad to see, we all a part of this tragedy. I'm mad at you, so why you mad at me?
We headed for the times of the 9, watch out 6. Sun cycle on the rise, moon cycle out the mix. Living on this planet of the snakes and the crucifix. Pardon self as I unk my way through, marching with my A-boom boom, making my debut. Like great balls of fire, nothing could save you. In these replenishing times, I honor my dead, making my ancestors proud when it's off with your head.
Does my pencil possess potential to change mentals? Yes. Show what you pen in this pack with the essential less. What is essential to keep it as sharp as against? So yes. What is essential to keep it like a temple? Blast all to the temple, keeping the beat simple and fresh. While they whimper and rest, I'm intuition like the simplest gas. Into tradition, I'm on a mission until I transition to give the up and coming a better existence.
I seen a beggar scorn reaching for a coin or two. The older we get, it switches up the point of view. And they anointed you, leader of the free world. Desolate minds refined to the B girl. The most benevolent is evident
evident who I be. Graffiti on the wall, the crew, Drew Ali. Zoo to our key, shifting on the paradigm. Raise the vibration, then go prepare the mind.
Define magnificent red gem, dig deep. The omnipotent, all-seeing, I just speak the game plan. I pray for niggas, amen. Fat Sharpie, spray can, I'm made man. With suede bands, no street skating, no beat taking. For Pete's sake, he's a beast quaking, the scene shaking. No mistaking, the ants conquer the elephants. FTP, RBG, the rest developments.
What's the ant's secret that makes them the most efficient predators on Earth, consuming more meat than lions, tigers, and wolves combined?
I'm way medicated, puff lion, lace sedated, and stay dedicated to culture that created the essence of the lessons now delivered in my presence. Kalanji called upon me, so now I pose the question: how is it that the blacks came in whips and chains, having nothing else to lose and everything to gain? Now niggas entertain for some whips and chains, a white dame and some fame. Is that shit not strange?
It's kinda hard holding down your dreams when you blacking in America with institutions set to bury you 6 feet underneath dirt, a deadbeat disciple. Psychological when making those ends meet and needs be. A hand feeds the other teasers. Gather thoughts, grab the Gatlin for good reason. In between success, devil's greed, a pine box, a mind jogs elusive.
And why I come off and camouflage, can't take cloth. Eating lentils and vegetable broth, but I ain't never been soft. Leading the lost and forsaken by any cost, bones aching, working hard, trying to bring home the turkey bacon, breaking laws of gravity. Fuck with the family and watch me savagely crush craniums and chest cavities to pray for the casualties. Cause my anatomy is naturally casually composed. This is self-construction for the soul.
I'm black dynamite, I'll blast you with my nitros. Spit a dope piece with a gold piece and a book with 5 disciples. We channeling boot mind, the revolution sparker. With 8 bars, cigar smoking, some dark room on the altar. Watch the daughter work a mojo, walk the stage without a hype man. Electric verses turn the great crowd into light rain. Flood psyches with an ill beat and some brain food that's got hot. Fly wisdom, call saucy, the enlightener, that's side rock.
2012 and times are different yet the same. Nowadays the number of prisoners behind the cage outnumber amounts of those enslaved during the trades. The shame we killing ourselves over what set you claim. Getting shot instead of hang. Nothing changed but a better except the cheddar of corporate profit to gain. The more money in pocket, the more people in chains. Unite niggas who bang, destroy their main aim.
It's all connected, form a web like a Nazi. It's the people, Siafu is the army. Start a top contender, oil plots a new agenda. They even breathe on the track, sucker empty for dinner. All that garbage I penning, this right here's the ending. Words the venom, getting them wrapped in Egyptian linen. Coming for head, this rapper, Kali will shake the rafters. Only thing standing after, walking natural disaster, rapture.
What's happening? We are back. We're live and direct. This is RSTV, Black Power Media. We got the infamous Sylvia in the building. Infamous Sylvia. We waiting on a guest. What's
Did he get in there? He's trying.
Trying. Okay.
He's trying.
So good. We'll give him a couple minutes. If not, we'll bring him on next round. We're going to be here on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. EST. For folks who aren't in the area, 8 p.m. EST. We'll be here talking about what's going on. That joint that you just heard was The Wrath of the Siafu. That was a piece some folks from our organization put together. We are a political organization, first and foremost. Shout out to the FTP movement for the community work. This is 20 years what we've been doing. Also, this is, you're tuned into Black Power Media. If it's your first time coming on, make sure you like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you missed the earliest show with Professor Griff from Public Enemy, he talked about the whole situation with Janet Jackson, and he talked about, he had a message for DL Hughley. He said DL Hughley was out there selling wolf tickets, talking crazy and whatnot. So he had a message for him. You can check that out. I ain't gonna put the cat out the bag, but you can check that right on this platform on Black Power Media. Okay, Sylvia, what we got going? Do you want to open up for any questions, or we want to wait for Lil D's dad, or what we doing here?
Well, his daughter says she's not there with him, so she sent him the link.
Okay.
So he's trying. She said she hope he knows how to get in.
Okay.
But she's having a hard time.
All right. Okay. That happens.
He was in the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So all you have to do is just put that
But sometimes an iPhone can't get it in. You have trouble with the iPhone trying.
Right. Yeah. Some of those particular sometimes I guess it depends on where you're at and all of that. And it's an easy platform, but if you never done it before, then it can be difficult. So these brothers, we have them right here.
You see him?
Okay. Yep. I see him.
Okay.
We're gonna bring him on. If you're ready to come on, put your thumbs up, brother. I can see you. Okay. He looked like he ready. How you doing? What's happening, Mariah?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Okay, we cool in the game.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm okay.
Okay. So for folks who aren't familiar with you, give us a backstory of who you are and why you joining us tonight.
My name I'm Big A. I'm Lil D daddy. And basically I just came on to tell everybody thank you for all the support and script y'all gave me. I was going through a lot. I wasn't able to show up in court. Y'all kept me informed. Y'all kept me strong. And my mom just had passed, and it was a lot going on, and we channeled it, And I just want to say thank y'all for, all the support and everything. Y'all was fantastic. I never seen nothing like that before.
Okay. So for folks who are not familiar, and I know that infamous Sylvia, she know the case inside out. But we have some folks that's watching that never heard of Young Thug, never heard of Lil D, never heard of Big A. They might not even heard of me.
Right.
Give us some backstory on who your son is.
Basically the guy been on trial for the last week or so. I don't really like to talk about other people too much. They know what he is.
Okay.
Who you? I don't think
Your recording has reached.
Who you? I don't think I ever seen you.
Now, well, this is we run a platform called Black Power Media, RSTV. So this particular platform, we have all types of individuals on. It's mainly a political platform, so you'll find anyone from folks like veteran Black Panther Party members to a Cornel West to a Killer Mike, a T.I.
Them names. I don't even know them. I'm more independent. I deal with more independent people. When you go to doing political, you go to dealing with people you don't even know, and then you go to standing behind stuff you don't know what you're standing for. I'm independent, and I stand independent, and I don't even know not half of the people you name, but they probably know. If
You don't know Cornel West?
I don't know none of them. I hold no interest in knowing none of them.
That's good. That's because you too cool, man. You got them shades on, so you ain't trying to know too many people. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't do it.
Okay.
I try to just make it where people know me. When you get to knowing people, that means you're gonna be in their business. I don't like to be in people's business.
That's all right. Well, we're glad you don't like to be in nobody's business.
Right.
So you just wanted to come on and thank folks for supporting your son.
Right. I really did need that and appreciate it.
No doubt. We appreciate you. You coming on, and I know that over the next few weeks we'll be talking about this case, and hopefully, we can put some of the lies to rest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And and get justice the way it's supposed to swing, right?
Right. I mean, that's the main thing, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anything comes up, we got to think about, just how long these people been doing this and pulling these stunts and all these little conniving tricks and stuff. The games they playing with people's lives and this and that. And I guess the world don't see it, or nobody got the power to step in on it. Cause clearly, it's clear.
Right on. So let me ask you this, man, because you saying the tricks and all of that. You
Right.
know what? Can you give us an example? Because we know you from the neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, to what
I know
degree?
these ain't no new tricks, right? This is like
Right. Sorry.
okay.
Yeah, I'm talking now. All right. We say now?
Yeah. So as you saying, ain't no new tricks. This is what it's been. It's been business as usual, correct?
Right. We see that. I mean, this is like this a RICO within itself. We see that, right? I mean, like everybody throwing signals, and they got the signals, they got the live. They even know what part to let in, what part not to let in. I mean, you got the it's a conspiracy all the way down. I mean, right before our eyes, we just seen it. 3 or more. We seen everything. We seen everything they described. They showed it to us, right? Everything they described what a RICO was. They showed it. They showed us with their action what it was, right?
Right.
We saw it. We saw them conspire together to take these boys' lives, and the way they've been doing it all their lives.
Right. So they should be charged with RICO.
I mean, it's clear. Clearly. I mean, man, did you see the conniving and all the games that these folk were playing and how the judge is like it's nothing. I mean, like for real, man. Come on, man. I hate it would have been me, man. I just like, I mean, mass incarceration is a thing, but that's what we letting in. That's what we.
Did you get a chance to hear your recording?
Which one?
The one that they played in court today.
I was just when I had to go handle some business today. When I was getting back out, I had seen it on the TV was on. And I come in, I said, "Well, that sound like me." I looked around, looked at that TV. I like, he slick recorded the conversation. Yeah, he recorded the conversation. Yeah, I heard pieces of it.
So what? I asked Sylvia, like, what was the wildest thing that you seen during this trial? What's the most egregious situation that you ran across? You know what I mean? Because I already know just coming from where you come from, coming from where we come from, is always bullshit. That's how they get down. That's how they've been getting down. This goes all the way back to chattel slavery. It go back to, you know what I'm saying, the 60s, the 70s, us coming up, so on and so forth. The police has been the true criminals. They're the military armed establishment. Their job is the railroad frame, set folks up, the whole nine. They got cameras everywhere, except for when you need them. You know what I mean? They got over 20,000 cameras here in Atlanta alone. Over 3,000 cops.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but if you keep in mind too, it was a camera right over that McDonald's right there. It used over the same McDonald's where they were talking about they was going inside the McDonald's trying to get a camera. It's a camera that hovers right over the McDonald's that looked down in there. So they didn't have to go in the McDonald's. The police have a camera right there that overlook the gas station and the McDonald's at all times. And it been that way.
Oh,
did they mention that?
Yeah,
did they mention that?
They know this. They know. Listen, if I leave to come downtown, they can tell you the exact route I went, what I did, which way I went, how fast I was going, who was in the car with me. So why they don't use this same technology when it could benefit the public?
Because the cameras don't never work when it's in your face.
I mean, they got a whole system of camera. They patrol the city through the office. They don't really patrol. They initiate the calls through the cameras. The police don't know who they pulling over. They seen you get in the car with facial identification on the camera. They ran your license as you were getting in the car, and they followed you the way you were going. So what's the problem? Why we can't solve a crime? Why we can't solve a kidnapping? If y'all didn't follow all of this, why y'all missing out details when it come down to what's really happening?
I mean, Maybe they're involved.
You
know what I'm saying? You know, the camera don't work when, you know, shit. It's your
Right,
turn.
right. I mean, they can give you details. I mean, they know if you pull up your facial profile, they got pictures of you. They got pictures of you that you don't have. And keep in mind now, just like I hate to go into the Nipsey case, but right before Nipsey murder, they said that they made everybody in the plaza get individual cameras that only the police can view. They assign individual parking spots to each shop. So what is the problem? They got, and now keep this in mind too. They do the same thing here in Atlanta. Every store in Atlanta has cameras that only the police can view. So where is the problem? And every camera has facial recognition. So don't think they don't know who you is walking up. Don't think they don't know you when they ride by you. They know who they are. They are identifying you on the spot.
Yeah. I mean, they got cameras. They got
with facial recognition on the camera.
Yeah, plate readers and all that at the mall.
Right,
They got
everything. We know all this. Right.
When those guards at Cumberland Mall, when you go to the mall, they ride around, they reading your plates.
Man, they are reading you. They not just reading your plate. They are reading you. They ain't hear me say they got facial recognition. Once your face hit that camera, they know everything about you. Everything. They know your last 4 or 5 stops being, because it's on there. They know everything about you. So we know this.
So all of a sudden the cameras don't work for this case right here, right?
I mean, the cameras ain't working for no case when it come to us, when it come to the people needing it, it's only gonna work for the police needing it, right? And then they won't even use it. They know everything what happened. And the way this case was going, would you even be surprised if every act, every address, and every crime happened up under one of their cameras? I guarantee if you go back and look, they set up every play so they know what time it was going to happen, and they got the footage. You think they don't? You think they don't? And also, don't it kind of make you wonder why would they even want to pursue this trial and take it to the jury with the lack of evidence they had, unless they had something in the jury already ready?
Well, I don't know. Sylvia was saying there was a script. She said it's a Hollywood movie. I think Tyler Perry finally got together and directed
it. They told us at the beginning that they do demos, that they do demo try, and you got to think about that when you see the young boy up there asking the questions. He don't even know how. She telling him, instructing him how do you instruct somebody on how to get somebody a life sentence? How you if he ain't ready for the big stage, he should not even be on the big stage. I mean, we making a fool out of the state with him up there like that and her instructing these folks, right?
So with you, just, you know what I'm saying, from what you saying, and of course you're making a lot of sense, you know, and that's why, you know, we're glad you hopped on here today to join in. Right. You know, right. Even though you try to tell me you ain't never seen me before, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
I can't see you now.
It's all good. It's all good. I see you.
I'm just looking into the camera. I'm like, I'm
okay,
not
okay,
even looking at the.
Okay. I thought it was Stevie Wonders you had on.
Nah. I'm just looking into the camera. I don't see. I don't even see Sylvia. I'm just looking at the camera, like.
No doubt. So, if you
my brother, he want to film. He want to get footage too. So I let him get here. So you know.
Okay. So you got somebody else to help you out?
Nah, I just could have just did it one way, but they wanted to do it another way so they can have their footage. So I just
they had to get their film credit. I understand.
Right. Nah, yeah, that too.
No doubt. So, how do you see, like, just from your observation of everything that you've witnessed during this trial? Because the thing that you and Sylvia have in common is both of you saying that to put it in plain English, they ain't got shit, but a script that they try to
run. You ever play skin? You ever skin?
Play skin? What skin?
Yeah. When you skin, yeah, when you judge the skin, they put the curve. They put the curve in it. You feel me?
Yeah.
So you look like you winning, and at the end,
Okay.
they got it already in there. It's already in the mix.
So it's a setup.
It's a card game.
It's like a card game. They already know. They already know.
No doubt. Well, listen, man. We're gonna be back in touch with you for sure.
Yeah.
We know how to reach you. You know, we wish you
through Tory. Like I say, whatever y'all need us for, whatever y'all need my family for, the way y'all showed up for us. I mean, we always gonna be here for y'all, no matter what. You know what I mean? We appreciate that. Like, you know what I mean? Especially at a time where, you know, they really try. I understand. See, y'all don't really know all the details of what all they just did to me to keep me from coming around. Not just what y'all seen in court, but it's a lot of details. I'm gonna be letting y'all in on it, but I just want to just make sure everything's great. But they took me through some crazy junk too, just, you know, and the whole public defender system messed up too, though. Even though that's where I originally met Ricky Richardson from. When I met him, I turned him into a private attorney on the spot. But he was a part of the public defender system, and the public defender system helped put this case together against these guys. Because you got to keep in mind, Fannie Willis was Moontoon lawyer on the case that they just was talking about in court. Fannie Willis was Moontoon lawyer on that case. So how do you come back and hit him with a RICO when you was the lawyer? And not only that.
Wait. Explain that, because you went past that, like, you know, I know you cool and shit. I see how you sitting and everything. You old school like me, but I'm just saying you just glossed over it like you know, like it was matter of factly. Can you rewind that tape? You can get an understanding. And for folks, because the thing is, right now, I just want you to know, we have a mixed audience right now. So some of the folks are just hearing about this case right now while you're talking, right? So please explain what it is you're saying, because that is pertinent.
Right. What part you want? Oh yeah, about Fannie being Moontoon lawyer.
Yeah, and who is Moontoon in the whole nine? If you don't mind.
Moontoon was Antonio Sled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Moontoon is Antonio Sled.
He was his attorney as well.
Yeah, she was Moontoon attorney on the case. What they had him and the three guys, and my D and Moontoon. Fannie was Moontoon attorney, and she know Gaither was married to what's her name? What Karen baby mom name? What's Keita's sister name? She know that they was married to them, and that's really why I thought, because I brought this up in the trial the first time. That's why I thought that they got the deal, because they didn't want to battle the first time. So this information been out.
You saying for folks who are listening that don't know nothing about this case, you're saying that the prosecutor right now, the DA,
right, the lead DA, who's bringing up these charges, was actually the attorney for one of the folks that she charged for under RICO. Right.
How is that possible? Why? How is that legal?
You say now what?
How is that legal?
Yeah,
hey, I'm letting you know the kind of game these people playing. Then I also was telling you that you seen who the first person that she set free when she got in her office, right?
No.
She ain't had but a few cases in her lawyer career. She handled the basketball player. She was the lawyer for the basketball player.
Basketball player. I remember him. He went to jail.
He from Capitol Home. Javaris Crenton. That's my buddy. I raised them too. I taught him how to shoot, even though he tell you it was bookie ball. He know who it was. But
So folks in the chat was saying she was Mondo's attorney.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
was
know.
Mondo's
Well,
attorney. I
both
knew
of them.
Who is Mondo? I don't know. No, I don't even know him. I don't even know him. I never seen him. And I've been, and anybody from up here, I used to throw all the parties up there. I was the one that raised most of these kids. So if I don't know them, who are they? You know, down here, ask him, do he know me?
So you don't know who Mondo is?
Never seen him, never heard of name. And then I asked D who was Mondo. I don't even think he know. Mondo got to be a pawn or something. I'm not. I'm anybody from Cleveland Avenue. They know me. I don't know them. They know me. They know me. So if he don't know me,
But he's claiming to be the founder of YSL.
first video, you know, me, him, and the girl and BB, we used to sit back and just record video when he only had one song out. Jeff, Buck, and DK shot my one out with a BB gun. I'm riding around listening to rich kids coming through the apartments. They shoot my one out with a BB gun. You know, they was just joking and playing, but I kind of took it serious.
Checking out RSTV.
Well, he only had like one song out. So we this wasn't no, when Darius hanging with them folks wasn't no fame trip. These folks been hanging together way before the fame, way before. They've been together, you know, and I don't know, like, it's just like a whole setup, because everything she did, like everything Fanny did as a lawyer, she came back and straightened it out as a DA. She lost to these boys. She think the Rock crew she think Rock crew was responsible for Crenton. She came back and got them. Then you see how she beat her hard. She tried to go hard on Tit, because Tit was involved in that. So, you know, she took all her vengeance out on these boys based on that, you know.
So you think that's what it is? It's an act of vengeance. This whole case is what you're saying. Right.
Because, you know, she really like failed as a lawyer. You know, everybody actually went down. You know, most of the cases she only had a few cases as a lawyer, and get to be the most powerful lady in the state. And
Okay. All right. Well, I think we learned a lot. Sylvia, you got any questions or comments?
You just made my mouth drop.
Right.
Made my hat curl up.
And I've been retired 30 years, so if they come at me, you know, it's behind what I'm saying. So I don't really give a hell.
But they were going to arrest you?
Huh?
They were going to arrest you? That's what that recording I heard.
For real?
Yeah, when you were talking to him.
They want to arrest
Green, right? That was Investigative Green you was talking to.
He wasn't going to arrest me. He was going to arrest Quindarius. He didn't. I was willing to pull up. Arrest ain't, you know, that's not. See, the arrest ain't really made. It's like, especially what he was saying. So I'm willing to take a charge for, you know, for my rights, you know, for what I believe in. I'd rather be in prison in jail than in prison free. They're not gonna mentally trap me behind nothing. I don't owe nobody nothing for nothing. Whatever going on, you know.
No doubt. Definitely.
I'm a victim myself, so I got anger built in me way beyond what she can ever try to come up on some whatever. I got, like I say, I'm a victim myself of mass incarceration. They've been trying to take me off, and you know, I ain't, you know, so I'm mad. I got anger built in me already. So
no doubt. Any more questions, Sylvia?
No more questions.
No doubt. Big A, we appreciate you coming on. We'll be back on next week. Definitely, I think we gotta we got to regroup and wipe some sweat off our brow.
Yeah, take in some of the ammo I just gave y'all and go at her. And them,
Yeah.
cause the state coming at us. They coming at us and it ain't funny. And they figure like these young boys, they can't stand up to them. It's gonna take somebody who ain't got no fear. You know, gonna take that cause what they doing is crazy, and they doing it right in front of our eyes. And all these folk with all these legal degrees and all these other degrees, ain't nobody stepped in, ain't nobody sunk in on secret motion, ain't nobody tried to help these boys when clearly it's clear what they doing to us. And guess what? If you ain't got nothing to say now, when it's your kid, don't say nothing neither. Don't say nothing then neither.
Like everybody watching the public mention.
Now, how's your son doing, man? Because I understand he was hospitalized, correct?
Right. I think he went to get a checkup. That's where he at now. He went to get checked up. That's why he went to get him. I wanted to get him here to tell everybody, for him to tell everybody thank you, but they dragged him so bad on the stand, man. I done kicked the TV over and everything, man. I'm like, man, but you know, he put himself. He also put himself in that position too, though. So, you know, I guess that's why he had to man up and try to strain it up. You know, he was never supposed to open your mouth without an attorney, and he know this, and you know, I guess you know why I was being there first time, and this and that. 'Cause, you know, you can tell on his face he was a clean cut young guy. He just, you know, whatever. But everybody want to be street. Everybody ain't built for it. Everybody want to hop off the porch. Sometimes you got to stay up there.
No doubt. Well, we're gonna end it with those words right there. Everybody want to hop off the porch. Sometimes you gotta lay low.
Right. Stay at home and get the full. Like, don't think you got the full lesson because you know you get a little taste of the streets or the fast life, and you feel like you can handle it. But nobody ain't getting you no details on the bad part. They just showing you the glam right quick. It's details that come with it, and it's more evil than good. And I ain't gonna hold y'all up. I thank you, Miss Sylvia. Thank you, audience. Thank Taylor. Hey, we appreciate it. If y'all ever need us, y'all got Tur number. We pulling straight up. We standing on business. For anybody kid, I'm standing on business with you. Just hit the line.
Well, no doubt.
Thank you.
All right.
Good night.
Okay, that was Big A. So yeah, Sylvia, you look like you had
You made my jaw drop.
we got to regroup after that one, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So you learned some things, I take it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, we're gonna say salute to the audience out there. We appreciate the father of this young man coming on today. That was impromptu. You know, we'll have more coming in coming weeks. Definitely support Sylvia's efforts. She's in the courtroom every day. Some of y'all watching it and probably like, what the hell is going on? And this ain't what we usually do on this channel. But we are holistic, so we gotta deal with what's going on in the community all the way around. Fonnie Willis, you know, being an attorney for some of the folks on trial that she turned around and ran a RICO joint on. I mean, that I don't know. I've never heard of such a thing, man. This is like some Hicktown type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like where your brother's the sheriff, you the bank robber. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all kinds of things going on right now.
Your brother's the sheriff and you the bank robber.
Yeah. We try to talk to your brother. Like, yo, man, you know, infamous Sylvia robbed me, right? Okay, I'm gonna get her. You know what I'm saying? Like Malcolm said, Frank James telling Frank James on Jesse James. You know
Jesse James, yep.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. Toria Williams, you said, what does Black Power Media have next up on the channel? We have a morning show every morning, an international morning show called Rise Up Morning Show. We have a whole lot of things in the archives. a lot of past interviews. Like I said, we had everybody from, you know, T.I. to Killer Mike and all types of other folks in between. You know, we talk about a lot of movement things, a lot of things that's going on in the world. We deal with politics, we deal with revolution, and we try to you know, keep folks on the right side of the barricade. So definitely make sure you all subscribe to the channel, Black Power Media Reloaded on YouTube. On everything else you can find is Black Power Media, etc. Definitely support Sylvia's joint. A Cash App is scrolling across the joint is $ Infamous Sylvia, $ Infamous Sylvia. She's been in the courtroom every day. She came through. She had some no-dos today. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, last week we had a nudge a couple times.
What he said, I needed to be up.
Man, listen, I know, shit. I was, man. First, I didn't think he was gonna say nothing. He's like, "Look, man, I ain't talking to nobody." I'm like, "Okay." He like, "Where you from? I ain't never seen you before." I'm like, damn, it's my house right here, man. But he came and dropped some jewelry on what's going on. We gotta you gotta look into that Fonnie situation. I think we need to talk about that, dig a little deeper with her next week. What you think?
Yeah, I agree.
No doubt, no doubt. Anyway, we appreciate you. We appreciate the folks in the chat for checking us out. We had a real heavy week this week, so make sure, like I said, you check out some of the recent joints. Black Power Media Reloaded on YouTube, and we can find Infamous Sylvia on YouTube at Infamous Sylvia. Is that correct?
That's correct.
No doubt. So if you're not subscribed to her channel, make sure you subscribe to her joint as well. We're gonna be tag teaming for a little while, so stick around. We're gonna show y'all the politics of this case. It's not just, we ain't just gossiping and trying to see, you know, who did what and all that. A lot of things popped up today. What's the name? Gaither with the pillow talk. You know what I'm saying? With
he just confirmed it. You heard him.
He did. Whose aunt was that? Gaither's aunt. I mean, that
Lil D, not that Lil D, not his son, but the other one.
Right.
From Mechanicsville.
Yeah. So she was talking to her wife, and Fonnie was talking to both of them. This sounds like a triangle right now. I don't know. Somebody mad at somebody. What you think?
It sound like it.
Hey man, the state versus the people when it all goes down. It's bigger than Young Thug. It's bigger than YSL. And again, for folks who are checking us out, we're not here to defend anyone. We're not here to. We're not attorneys, and we're not here to advocate on whether anyone is guilty or innocent. We just want to point out the contradictions in the state. We want to point out the contradictions in how they go to extreme lengths to railroad folks, and even if they have evidence, how they tamper with evidence, etc. You know what I mean, and how they turn people into snitches. Because in many cases, what we learned today, you know, folks wasn't even snitching in some cases. It was just like, okay, boom, you want to get out, sign these papers right here. Or what they say right here, now don't worry about it. You know, you good. You know what I'm saying? Just sign right here. I'll tell you about it later on. The next thing you know, everybody got them on the internet with a price tag on their head. So, you know, make sure that we don't fall for the banana and tailpipe. Again, you're checking out RSTV on Black Power Media. We will see you next week with Infamous Sylvia. And, you know, stay tuned.
All right, Blanchi.
No doubt. Be safe. Okay. She busting guns. We scared of that. Be safe. We'll catch you soon. Shout out to our sister Marva. Marva, we did it again.
Yes, Marva.
Marva got the gun to her head right now. She's like, look, y'all better do this show. Anyway, we'll wrap with you soon, Sylvia.
All right, have a good one.
No doubt.
Bye, everybody.
Peace. Checking out RSTV. We will catch you next time. Black Power Media. Make sure you like and subscribe. We out.